Third pyro left. Is it true? So sad. It is true. It is sad. But it's also kind of bittersweet. New stream title. Back to now these with science in hand. It is sad, but it's also like this is the intended function of restructuring in my mind. In that Pyro joined, they had a lot of fun, but we kind of mutually found out that Pyro's goals for their guild and the way that Cornerstone is structured as an alliance weren't exactly the right fit. Like, Pyro wanted to do some things that Cornerstone wasn't very good at, and Cornerstone had some organizational things that it does that didn't really mesh well with the way that Pyro's guild was constructed. So, like, yeah, they left, but it's an amicable split, and, like, both of us still have a lot of respect for each other. What was the official reason given why they left? I would need to check Pyro Discord for that. Let me go see if I can find it. Let me put my prod modules in here, and then I'll go see if I can. This is going to consume so much power. But oh well. What can you do? I think all we're going to do today is spam accumulators for like 100 hours, and then go back with science. Might be PR talk. I mean, I always know more than I can actually let on, and I don't want to unintentionally spread drama through imprecise language. So let me go see if I can see their ping. I don't appear to have access to their ping. But I did see it, because I had it sent to me, and also Prawl and I have been chatting about it. So, I think what I would say, with the asterisk that the, you know, is not the official reason, is that Pyro wanted to get sweatier, they wanted to get more competitive, they wanted to spend a considerable amount of time improving their ability at the game, and Cornerstone, by and large, is a group of guilds that are skilled at fighting, but are kind of past the point in their world versus world careers where they are spending a lot of time on improving on fighting. Cornerstone doesn't do things like VOD reviews. Cornerstone doesn't do things like training nights. Cornerstone doesn't do things like, you know, class teaching or anything like that. Like, let's get together and I'll play this profession for a practice night. And that's something that Pyro wanted to spend more time on. So because they wanted to take a sweatier approach, and because Cornerstone was a little too laid back for that, they decided that they were going to go check some other alliances out. And that's perfectly fine. Like, that's what restructuring is designed to do. It's allowed to let you take a little bit of that nomadic approach to world versus world and see if your interests align a little bit. Sounds like Cornerstone is jaded. I wouldn't say that at all. If anything, it frees up a lot more member slots, because Cornerstone is huge. Where even after we kicked all of our inactives, like, we're down to 400 members again. What's up, Grihan? Yeah, I saw your comment. Were you the one who was worried about getting spoiled? Because in that case, I would, like, not stay here very long, respectfully. If you're an honest perspective, then yeah, don't spoil yourself. Don't spoil yourself on it. If you are not an honest perspective, then yeah, if you want to get spoiled on like what some of the later planets look like, go for it. Because whenever Pyro tags up, they always get 50. Yeah, but like 50 is not the goal. 50 is good if you want to win fights, but it's actually not a great size for your group to be if you want to improve. It's very easy to be a lazy player in a 50-man group and have other people pick up the slack and actually play hard. Whereas when you cap your squad at like 20, 25, 30, depending on what kind of groups you have to fight, it forces everybody to play a lot better, and it forces everybody to improve a lot as a result. So my suspicion for what Pyro is doing right now is they're in their recruitment phase for let's get a bunch of people in the door, let's put them all through the meat grinder, and let's see who actually wants to like stick around and invest the time into improving as a player, because that is fundamentally the way that you grow a guild. It's fundamentally the way that you get people in the door. But at the same time, fighting 50 doesn't make you better. Like, no 50-man guild has ever improved by virtue of running 50. This is why Indo tries to limit himself to like 30. This is why RV tries to limit itself to like 15 to 20. This is why most guilds try to get themselves a little bit smaller. What's going on with Hate nowadays? Haven't seen them raid in a long time. I also haven't. But I don't know what's going on with them. Unsurprisingly, I don't hear from them very often. Because we kind of parted ways on, like, not great terms. Where I was told that they had some pretty serious grievances with the way that I commanded, but I could never really find out what those were. And then I also heard that they switched their raid days to Tuesday, Wednesday, so that they could fight us. But I've never really seen them tag up. So I think we're just kind of missing each other. But, like, I don't know. I'm not a drama guy. I'm not gonna try to track them down and be like, hey, what's going on? I'm just gonna... I log on and I enjoy the game, and then I log off. It's not much, but it's a living. One could say it was not as amicable as the Pyro situation. True. The drama was huge, even EU knew about it. Yeah. Well, and also, yeah, because 400 people got kicked right before reset, and then also we had to, like, mass petition support to get the alliance put back together, which is messed up. Because, like, you know, obviously I'm in Cornerstone, and I'm like, I want my friends to play together, because that's a good time. But if I try and advocate for them too much, where I'm like, this is obviously a unique situation, and, you know, ArenaNet should really step in to make sure this community gets held together, it's going to look like obvious favoritism, and I don't necessarily need that accusation. Like, you know, coming on me as part of the partner program, where I'm supposed to be an advocate for all world versus world players and endeavor to, like, not show too much favoritism. So it put me in a weird spot where I was like, I want to help my friends, but I can't help my friends. And then, yeah, there was the stream with Bully and Nova and Indo where he's like, we have moles inside Cornerstone, and I heard that Chef was the one that put all the guilds back together and all this stuff, and I was like, oh. But honestly, like, I don't know, at the end of the day, it's all temporary. If you have a good community, we have no power generation at all. So I need so many more accumulators than I have. How can we fix this? Because this is a major problem. Like, at the end of the day, it's temporary, right? The Cornerstone Alliance is what it is because it's a whole bunch of people who transferred to FA and decided that they liked it there and then never left. So it's very much like a retirement community where people are content with the groups that they have and play at a decent skill level, even if it's not like the best group of fight guilds in the entire universe. So that core community was always going to be fine because the worst case scenario, you just wait a month and then you get to play with your friends again. But the big loss for that is all the people who are in Cornerstone because it was the unofficial Fort Espenwood server alliance, and got kicked, and were like, oh, I don't remember who I need to whisper to get back into this group. I guess I'll just go like find somebody else to play with. What was the official reason given for why hate was kicked in the first place? Fuck. I don't remember. I think Ruthless was just like, I asked hate to do something and they didn't do it, so I kicked them. What it was, as far as I know, and again, like, you know, because I'm an admin in NA Alliances, and because I've got this position as a member of the partner program, I have intentionally told Ruthless and other people in Cornerstone that I do not want to be involved in any kind of leadership role there, because it just makes my life easier to try and avoid as much world versus world drama as possible when it kicks off. And, like, at some level, it's unavoidable. But as far as I know, the biggest issue with that was that there was a group of players inside of Hate that wanted to put their alts in a different alliance. I think it was the Doom Alliance. I can't exactly remember. But it was like a group of 5 or 10 players or something like that that were like, you know, we're going to join another alliance on our alts. Kind of like the situation that we have with Quaggan playing with both T-Nuck and with K&T, except that's 2 separate accounts. Well, no, they were 2 separate accounts as well. So it was that situation. But the players from Hate who wanted to play with another alliance also wanted those alts that were not in our matchup to stay in Cornerstone. And this was when Cornerstone had like 495 people in it, and space was kind of at a premium. So we were like, no other guild gets to do that. Like, nobody else just gets to keep their alts around. We're going to have to kick you, because we need the space for other people who are actually playing, like, in our link and want to, like, join our squads. And I think that was the big... Like, again, this is the point where it kind of transitioned into leader comms that I don't necessarily have access to. But I'm pretty sure that was the main grievance, is there were players in Hate who were poking around in other alliances, which is totally fine, and totally their right, but wanted to leave their alts in Cornerstone so that they could still chat with their friends in guild chat at a time when the member cap was kind of at a premium. And my suspicion, this is trending into like, well, this is starting to trend into like my personal read on things, and I don't know if it's grounded in fact or not, but after they were told, no, you can't do that, is when Zik and I started to get the rumors of, like, K&T is kicking people from Hate who try to join their squads. And Chef is telling me that I can't join his squad. As far as I remember, that only started being an issue after the players who wanted to put alts in the Doom Alliance got kicked from Cornerstone. But I would stop short of saying that it's because they were told no that the rest of this drama kicked off. Because I think that is an assumption that's not necessarily grounded in truth. But as far as I know, that was the big kind of breaking point between those two groups. And, like, again, it should be fine. Because, like, you can just rejoin the alliance. It doesn't matter if you're in it or not. You have an alt in it. You still have your main account in that alliance. It's just your alt that's gone to wander off somewhere else and play with other people. And that should be fine. Like, that's what restructuring is built to do. But apparently, like, the way that that was communicated at a level higher than what I have access to, as somebody who's just like a class lead and officer in K&T, was enough for them to get mad enough that they, like, got kicked from the alliance. Which is, like, a leap. So, So Hate got kicked, and Bully had someone invite them back and kick the rest of the alliance? Yes. So that one, I know for sure. Bully invited a small guild, and I don't remember the name of the guild, but I do remember the name of their guild leader. Their guild leader's name is Decima. Bully had invited them a bunch of months ago, and they had gone idle and didn't really play. But we didn't have good tracking tools at the time to be like who's actually repped the guild and who hasn't been online lately and all this kind of stuff. So, like, we didn't really have any kind of audit log for that. They had been in Cornerstone, just sitting idle, and I guess Bully talked to them. They agreed to invite Bully back in. They gave Bully lead perms, and then Bully invited a few other players from Hate to help him kick the rest of the Alliance, and timed it so that it was done around... This is out of my powerball range. And timed it so that it would be finished, like, around when teams locked. So there was no way of, like, inviting people back. That part I do remember. Specifically because on that conversation he had with Nova and Indo, he was like, yeah, this is the person who did it. He basically went like OJ Simpson mode, where he's like, this is how I did it. Except he skipped the part where OJ was like, I didn't do it. But that part I remember really quickly. And that was also why, after it happened, I felt like the best thing that I could do, without necessarily, like, trying to make it look like I was pulling strings for other people in the Alliance, was be like, you need to be really careful with who you give invite perms to in a big alliance, because it's really easy for one person to just, you know, ruin somebody's day. You're told that certain members in Hate were problematic. I mean, Bully's fairly problematic himself. He has used the N-word in raids. He loves using the R-word in raids. He enjoys using terms for, like, specific minority groups. And it's bad enough that there's some people who don't like playing with him, but it's never been so bad that it's like, oh, you need to clean up your language or you're going to get kicked from the Alliance. Cornerstone's leadership is actually fairly laissez-faire about what you do inside of your own raid. It's a question of, like, whether it becomes a problem for other guilds in their own time. Like, if you were to go to someone else's raid and do that, it would probably be a much larger problem, but, like, whatever happens in your own guild is your own business, as far as most people in Cornerstone are concerned. I definitely stopped running with him for, like, a couple months before he ended up getting kicked, but that's just because, like, I personally don't find that kind of environment to be fun, but I'm not going to tell other people that, like, hey, you need to change your language, otherwise I'm going to make this a broader problem for you. I'm just going to disengage from the problem, because, like, I have personal accountability. And I tried a few times to actually try and, like, figure out what exactly had happened, but nobody who I DM'd from Hate ever ended up responding to me, which is unfortunate. Did the use that language when joining other group raids? Nah, Bully would show up to KNT sometimes, but he wouldn't pop into KNT and drop gamer words, because, like, that's not what KNT does. It's like, you know, when you go to someone's house, you respect the rules of that person. So, anytime anybody from Hate showed up to KNT raids, it was, like, a positive experience, and we had a good time, because it was a KNT raid. And we've got a different set of standards and a different set of rules that people kind of abide by. How are we getting, like, even anywhere remotely close to how well this accumulator farm stays together? No. This be so short on storage. Oh, please, I need more accumulators. Just please keep working on these. I should be making rocket silos in the meantime. Preparing to get off of this rock. I have one already. Didn't I also want to do, like, beacons? Turn this off. So I can put you up to here, but here is probably going to be easier. And then you're going to come along here. So this is going to be the corner where you sit. Like this. Which means we would have rocket silo. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm not gonna fully beacon these, I don't think. I'll just do this. So that's gonna be our rocket site. We'll run these down the back. Oh my god, they actually line up. It's actually tieable. That's perfect. These are good questions, by the way, Jesus. I wish that I had the opportunity to, like, talk some of those things out earlier. But, like, I cannot stress enough that the only way that I found out that I was related to any kind of hate issues was when I was told by Ruthless that people from Hate had gone to Ruthless to say that there were problems. And the problems that he had been told about things that I was doing were things that I had not, like, ever done. Like, one of the complaints that I got from unnamed players in Hate, because I, like, never figured out who it actually was that I would kick people from squads when I was commanding. I'd be like, oh, you're in Hate, you can't be in squad. I'd kick you. I am not allowed to be LT in K&T squads because Ruthless and Zig don't trust me with it. So, like, I'm usually not able to kick anybody from a squad in the first place. It's like, it's not something that I can mechanically do. So when somebody is coming to Ruthless with a complaint that's like, hey, Chef did this, and it's something that I am usually incapable of mechanically, it's like, well, like, did he though? Like, did he? Why kick? Like, that's the thing, is I wouldn't. Anytime I'm playing support, I'm in party view, so I don't even know who's in the squad in the first place. And anytime I'm commanding, I'm usually too, like, brain DDoSed by trying to be a good commander that I can pay attention to anything in the squad. Like, mechanically, there are things that just don't happen. I actually need this river of scrap to go away. But that's going to be the rocket configuration for Fulgoro. And we're going to have 8 because I want this to be my logistics hub for the rest of my interplanetary endeavors going forwards. If I need anything on any other planet, I want to be able to... Oh god, I'm trapped? Never mind. I want to be able to just, like, stop on Fulgoro and grab what I need. Drama and world versus world come hand in hand. I mean, it's true, and for the most part, like, I am a drama appreciator. I've never been like, hey, everybody has to get along, you're not allowed to say nice things to each other. And honestly, like, the whole situation with Hate wouldn't have been nearly as bad if Bully and Decima had logged on and had only kicked Hate and Girl. Because those were the two, or only kicked K&T and Girl. Because those were the two guilds that Hate had the biggest problem. But that's not what happened. Instead, everybody got kicked, including a bunch of people who are, like, just in the guild because they played on FA in, like, 2016 and never joined the squads. And that's the part where it goes from, like, oh, it's drama, to something that's, like, actively malicious and hurts people's ability to enjoy the game when they have, like, nothing to do with the situation at hand. I promise you that it's not hindsight is 20/20, even though you just kind of have to take me at my word on it, but if Bully had kicked just K&T and Girl, I would have been like, yeah, that's kind of funny. You got us. But I just think there's a lot of random players who ended up getting impacted by that in a way that's kind of unfortunate. And, like, I don't know. Maybe Hate is doing fine. I don't see them tag anymore. So hopefully, like, they're still doing okay, and that this fracture from Cornerstone hasn't, like, inadvertently killed their guild. Why did he kick everyone else? That is a question that you would have to ask him, unfortunately. I don't have that answer, and I think my chances of getting that answer are extraordinarily low. That's one that you would have to go direct to the source on. Emulator me? No, please, I need those. I mean, we're at least building them at a decent pace. If I wanted to fix this, I could. I could build like 4 more EM points. Did ANET ever fix the remake problem after everyone was kicked? They did. They manually moved everybody onto the same team that the guild leaders were on. Because Decima and Bully didn't have perms to kick other leaders. So you could tell what server KMT, or at what server Cornerstone was supposed to be on, because it's the server that all the leaders are on. And they used that for anybody else who said, hey, I'm a member of Cornerstone, I was affected by this issue, to get back onto that server. So they did end up fixing it, and I really, I kind of wish they hadn't, in a weird way. Like, I want my friends to be able to play together, and I want that community to be held together, but I also think that there should be standards, and that people shouldn't get unfair treatment based on abuse of the system. And if ArenaNet had come back and been like, yeah, we can't move you guys, I'm sorry, we're not making an exception for this because it's just player drama, I would have understood completely. It would have been a shitty month for a lot of people, but we would have been okay at the end of the day. Any punishment was given to Hate and Bully? Not as far as I know, and usually ANET just doesn't act on that kind of stuff. Like, if it's in-game trolling, or it's like in-game malicious behavior, but it doesn't explicitly break the terms of service, and it's not a crime, they're usually not going to act on it. So, like, this is not an endorsement to practice trolling and griefing in the course of your normal play. Because you shouldn't do that. That's rude. That's bad. You shouldn't be doing that kind of stuff. But it's fairly rare that ANET will actually act on it when it does happen. For better or worse. And I think this was a case where they looked at it and they're like, yeah, we're just going to put you all back into the same guild, but like we're not going to do anything to Bullyfoot or Decima or anything. You should have been more careful with your perms. And realistically, we should have been more careful with our perms. I don't want to get into like victim blaming necessarily, but we could have been more careful with it. How's it not considered griefing? Oh, it's griefing. It's 100% griefing. But people in Guild Wars, people in online games get griefed every day. And while it might be against the terms of service, like, not every crime automatically gets punished. Right? Like, you might jaywalk, and that's technically a crime, but nobody's going to arrest you for jaywalking. In the same way, you can grief another player in an online game, and as long as the griefing isn't that bad, you can, like, usually get away with it. Again, this is not an endorsement to grief people in games. I'm just saying, like, just because you break a law doesn't automatically mean that you get arrested. We don't live in, like, a precog crime world. We live in a world where, like, human beings make decisions, and human beings are really bad at making consistent decisions. Even when they're companies. Especially when they're companies. Am I right? I don't know, Tesla shareholders? Hey, how's your portfolio doing these days? You guys are like almost done. You're just not quite done yet. Griefing one person's a lot different than 400 is true. It's very true. But, I don't know. Like, think about people who are, like, auto-running into a wall on Eternal Battlegrounds. How many people is that person griefing? Are they griefing only people who are trying to get onto EBG? So, like, if there's not a queue, is somebody auto-running into a wall griefing anybody? Or are they griefing everybody on the entire team because they're taking up a slot that could be used by somebody to generate war score and change the outcome of a match? If you're a bot farmer and you're running like a little script to, you know, take up a space on a PvE map so that you can farm a bunch of gold off of random mob drops, are you griefing anybody at all, or are you griefing like everybody else who tries to use the trading post because your actions are influencing the market? So I don't think you can do it just based on scale, because the scale of griefing is like a little flexible sometimes. It's not super easy to figure out. Intent does matter, and it is malicious intent, but, like, I don't know. The only person who knows the answers to those questions is NCSoft support. And I don't think they're going to be giving the answers to those questions. I know that people in Cornerstone definitely tried to report Bully for it, like opened support tickets about it. But I don't believe that anything would have happened. Unless, like, Bully got banned for a week and just didn't tell anybody. But I don't think anything happened to him. I don't know. It's complicated. It's a complicated game sometimes. People are complicated. They do things for weird reasons. But I don't know. If you let it get to you too much, I think you just wind up being miserable all the time. I just like logging on and playing with my friends, so I don't spend too much time on like, oh, I was aggrieved 5 months ago. Like manslaughter versus premeditated murder. I mean, I kind of see your point, but at the same time, isn't it like hard for professional lawyers to prove manslaughter versus premeditated murder? And like, we're not dealing with lawyers, we're dealing with like someone in India who's making pennies on the dollar to work in a support center for a AAA video game. I don't think that attaining intent is really feasible in that kind of context. There's just too many variables. I don't know. Maybe NCSoft does use domestic support. I don't know. I'm speculating. You could just reverse the spell. And then you could build it now. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, it's way more complicated than... No, it's not that bad. You're gonna go like this. And you're gonna go like this. That's not even. Bring this one back. Actually, just copy this one. And then you can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Inserter, 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 inserter. It also sucks, because I had, like, a couple of people in hate who I was, like, legitimately friends with. As friends with someone as you can be in, like, an internet video game. Right? It's not like they're real friends, but they're real people, and you have cordial interactions with them. Like, I had some really nice conversations with Ampy about, like, the art that she does, and, like, schooling for kids, and a whole bunch of other stuff like that, and she's one of the people who, like, splintered off from whatever Cornerstone was doing, and I tried to follow up with her, and was like, hey, I'm just trying to figure out, like, why everyone is so mad, and she's like, I'm just not talking about it. I'm not going to talk about it. Which is fine, like, that's her perspective, and she's obviously entitled to, like, not talk about it if she doesn't want to, but, like, I don't know, I guess I thought that I was closer friends with her than I was. So that feels kind of bad. But, you know, it is what it is. What if you were... I know we have no power, but, like, what if you were faster? What if you went really fast? We're getting closer. So the metric that we're looking at is how tall this peak is and how wide this gap is down at, like, the 10-minute mark. And it's getting narrower. So our accumulator spam is working. But we probably need, like, 200 more of these things. So we're going to have to keep grinding these up. Said, like, ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend. Well, like, not exactly, because we're both married. So I wouldn't put it in that context specifically. I'd put it more in, like, when you were friends with somebody in high school, and then you both went to different colleges, and you kind of lost touch. Where it's like, you know, you were friends with them for a while, but you were friends with them during a period in your life when maybe you thought the world was, like, different than it was, and then you just kind of, like, naturally grew apart because stuff happened in your lives. I think that's closer. Am I running out of lubricant? I am running out of lubricant. What's eating all my lubricant? The engines? They're running. No, they're not running. You are too slow. I can get a second chem plant. You can go here. I can slide you over by one. You can go here. I can extend this pipe by one. You can go here. And then I can plug you in here and here. That should give us enough lubricant for what we need to do. And then I also need electric engines. Where are you thieving electric engines off to in this logistics network? Where are you trying to put those? Oh, you're trying to put them into the requester chests for flying robot frames. And you don't have any. Because they're all getting consumed. Because you're gonna... Yeah. Alright. We need to fix that problem. Well, we don't need to. We can run one rocket silo in the meantime. But if I'm going to get 8 rocket silos up, we're going to need a surplus of electric engine units, and we don't have that right now. We're going to get off Fulgora. There's a lot of things about this Fulgora base that I really don't like right now. There's a lot of things about it that are very inefficient. But we can leave it pretty much any time we want. We just have to set up some very basic rocket silo automation. It's going to take forever to cut into the middle of that thing. Also, these have been good questions, Jesus. I don't remember if I mentioned it, but, like, I'm always happy to talk about this kind of stuff. If anything, I probably talk about it too much. But I just find the social dynamics, like the communities that form in World versus World, the ways that people, like, build these different social cliques and groups and, like, interact with each other to be really, really interesting. It's definitely the most unique part of the game for me, by, like, a very wide margin. And part of the reason that I play World versus World in the first place is because it's just such an odd social setting, even among MMOs, which are already a little prone to weirdness. But it's odd in both, like, it's odd in good ways and it's odd in bad ways. And I think the good ways outweigh the bad. But there's definitely both sides to it. Can you guys reach that? Yeah. Surely this is enough. Right? Copium. Like, how could it not be? Also, we make hella accumulators now. Those speed modules are doing work. So I think I could fit one more of you in here. Oh, that was bad. You needed that one. If I were going to tile this thing, it would go here. But then it leaves a coverage gap. I think you need to go, like, here. And then you can go here. And then we can seal this up. Like an extra layer of a sarcophagus. Continues to get smaller. But I would love to be in a place where we just don't have a blackout every day. Also, lights. Decor is important. It looks okay. I've never been a huge fan of giant accumulator farms, but it looks okay. I'll live with it. Let's also get rocket assembly set up. I'm gonna need my prod 2s for that. Where are my prod 2s at? Here you are. There you go. You're gonna need one of these, and you're gonna need 2 of these. And then up here, you're gonna be rocket fuel on both sides. And then over here, you're going to be low density structures, and you're going to be processing units. We will begin construction of the rocket. While we wait for these accumulators to build up. How much science do I need to unlock the mech armor? I need 5k. Ugh. 5k, another 750 for Roboport 2, another 500 for Personal Battery 3. I should really try and send back 5k in one shot. I can send back 5k in one shot. I probably have 5k built up right now. 704, not even close. It's because you turned your accumulator production off. Like, you can't make science right now because you're saving up your accumulators instead. That's fine. Don't stress it. This roboport needs to get moved. This wire needs to get moved. That roboport's also going to need to get moved, but it doesn't need to get moved right away. Yes, it does. Bring you down to here. And then you can come back here, and you're still connected, mostly? Yeah, you're good. I think you could even fit a third one in there. No, you need to move this back. And you were powering that insert. It's so ugly. It's so ugly. It is unbelievably ugly. But I'm not gonna redo it until I'm ready to build, like, quality accumulators, I think. Otherwise, it's just gonna take up a ludicrous amount of space. Build 9 gigawatts of power at night in these things. Let's let you catch up for a little bit. These, I don't think are running dry. I think that's a power spike. That's why they're not sending over as many as they could be. But let's continue ripping up everything on this old island. Or our trash slots. You can also have gears. And then you can also have blue inserters, because you can use those to make green inserters. So you can take those away from me as well, and I'll just grab them later if I need them. There's the logistic snake. Yeah, get all this stuff out of here. There we go. One more small bit of the old base cleaned up. And are you working? Yeah, you're ready. Alright, perfect. Let's add some chaos in here. We're really close now. We're really close. If I finish these last 2 blocks, I think that might actually be enough. We're only losing power at night for a couple seconds, and then it comes back on. There's also a part of me that's like, you could just turn the steam boilers back on. I can't turn the steam boilers. We're running out of ice now. I actually don't even know where this ice is going. Chromium solution, maybe? But we're continuing to not make enough ice. And the only way to fix that is through more scrap. Which we can only sort of do. How are things going down here? Do you have any belts that are freed up that I can use? Ooh, you have 2 that I can plug into. Why, thank you. 1, 2. You can cut here. And then you can run these over. Plug you in here. Plug you in here. That's 2 more belts of scrap. Then we'll be waiting on some of these belts to expire, and we can also put down the new battery of drills over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. The door belt is going to come down like that, I guess. That sort of works. And then I need 1 here to reach all that scrap up top. And I think that gives me full coverage. You're also going to need a lightning collector. Oh, I'm out of... No, I am out of lightning collectors. This is making my hand quick. It's exactly that one piece of belt that needs protection. There you go. So are you covered? Yes. Alright, so all the scrap that's on the ground over here is actively getting mined. It's just going to take a while to grind through it all. But that's fine. We are only going to be shipping 5 belts of it. It's good enough for now. We're obviously not going to plug these beacons in, because we're nowhere close to being ready for it from a power grid perspective. We are going to plug more of these accumulators in though, for sure. It's actually all of them. Our grid lived through the night. Oh my god, we've done it. We can turn our science manufacturer back on. Incredible news. Oh, right, those are still getting trashed. You don't need that. Give me those back. Can't have them. I changed my mind. You go here. You go here. Off you guys go. Start working on that science for me. We're going to need to set up a logistics group for... Why is the Volgora Nomad parked over Volcanus? You should be at Volgora. Not sure what you're doing. Oh well. Seems like it's working now. Go tear up a little bit more of the old base. So for this first shipment, all we want to move is 5,000 science. We want to research mech armor, we want to come immediately back to Fulgora, and we want to build mech armor. And then after that, we'll start to worry about automated shipments. I've also, if you can't tell, given up completely on the idea of grinding quality at this point. I'm probably just going to wait until we unlock legendary quality before I start doing quality at scale. So you can have all these batteries that I found. These are all yours. You can also have all of this plastic that I found. Which will go here. You can have this copper that I found. That's all yours. Oh, hold on. We still get blackouts, apparently. Oh, because we turned the science manufacturing on. Duh. Those buildings are going to eat a ton of power. Yeah, we're going to need to keep them off for a little while still. Quality plastic. Oh. yeah, I still need to put down more accumulators. I also need more lightning rods. Have this plastic. Go find a place for it. I need to make a non-logistics crate, and I need to keep all my quality junk in it. Because I'm gonna use it later, but I just don't have a use for it now. So here's a place where I'll remember that it exists. You can have all of this garbage. I think that should be it. And then I also need a new place to spam accumulators. I'll probably start putting them down here, because it hooks into the grid pretty nicely. Any other trash on the ground to clean up? No, it doesn't look like it. Alright, so that's where we start putting down our next accumulator batteries. Give me... It's as good as any. Yeah? Should last us for a while. I'm going to need more lightning rods. Yoink. And I'm also going to need more substations. What is this garbage doing in here? You make substations. Do I really only have 3 in the logistics network? You don't have steel or... Because I never updated the recipe? Because you never updated the recipe. You haven't been making substations. That's bad. At least it's fixed now. But, yeah, that requester chest has been configured wrong for probably like the last 5 hours. Not great. Should be good enough for coverage. Doesn't look like anything's complaining. Okay. Oh, hook that into the grid. So that you can actually pull power out of it. There you go. None of those are done yet. They're still happily working away. Wait a minute, what's that? No power. That's... Why don't you have power? Because you didn't build the substation. Alright, that's fine. We just have to go get more substation. Which should be running now. It's running, it just gets steel very slowly. And also, you don't need any of that garbage. Okay, you've got 18. That's decent. And yeah, when you don't have your science running, your power grid is fine. So you definitely need to keep expanding your accumulator battery just a little bit more. Should be okay. Are you confident enough in it that you would be willing to turn your science manufacturer back on? Excuse you? It's fine. It's good. We're chilling. I don't think I am. I think I want to place one more round of accumulators. I mean, we build up 50 real fast now. So now you can go ahead and make science again. You managed to get up to... how much? We'll keep the science chests down here so that we can see them. But right now, you have 872. It's going to take work to get to 5K. It's okay. I'm ready for it. I'm built for it. We make 300 per minute. So it's going to take us 10 minutes to make 3,000. And it's going to take us like 18 minutes to make 5. Something like that. Close to that. Near that. But that's satisfactory. Yeah, they're running. Let's watch the grid. Well, it's night. You're not going to be able to tell anything from the grid at night. Oh, you have substations here. That's thrilling. Also, you have a ton of recyclers that you probably don't need to carry around with you. I just want that island empty. Then I don't have to think about it as much. So you can all go in here. You can all go in here. You can go in here. I don't really care where any of you go. You can go in here. I don't need you. Definitely don't need you. You all can go find a home. You can find a home. Don't need this or this. Don't need you. Good enough for now. Do you have a backlog of accumulators? Can you put any extras down? No, your science is eating all of them, and in fact it needs more. Didn't you say you needed like 5 accumulator factories to support this thing? When you were doing the numbers? Where'd my Factorio lab tab go? Add items. Emag science. We want to make 300 per minute. We are running prod to beaconed EM plants. We did not do 300 per minute. You're doing like 150 per minute? That gives you 13.9 machines, and I think you have 14 down here. Yeah, okay, so this is the ratio you were going for. You need 5 EM plants making accumulators full-time. Alright. Well, let's get that started. Can I have some of these, please? Thank you. I'm trapped. We'll just run them right along here. 1, 2, done. We'll run them right along here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You take as input 2 items. So that's going to be 1 belt in, and it's going to be 1 belt out. You're going to need red inserters here as well. There is absolutely no way that these won't fit on a single blue. I don't think you'll have to worry about throughput at all. And then do one of these. Do one of these. You request iron plate. You request battery. There you are. And then you do one of these. And you feed into an active provider. That will shore up your accumulator demand. And then why don't you switch these requests like 200 so that they keep a couple extra stocked, and anytime you need extra accumulators you can just come by and pilfer out of those boxes, because we will be producing slightly more than these EM plants can use. You're up to 1200. You're in Fulgora orbit. Add a section. Don't do that anymore. You can get rid of all of these. This is going to be Fulgora products. And Fulgora products is going to include rocket capacity is 10 for recyclers. We'll say that you want 50 of these. EM plants, rocket capacity is 5. We probably also want 50 of those. We will also want 5,000 EM science. Your stack size is 20, so that's going to be 3 slots. Your stack size is 20, that's going to be 3 slots. And then your stack size is 200. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you'll be able to hold all that. So that should be this rocket getting to work. Let's start sending things up to that rocket to get it ready. Accumulator's starting to back up. I like what I'm seeing here. Power grid still dies every night, but it really doesn't die for that long. I just want to keep the pressure on down here. And any drills that are finished would be a great boon to relieving the drain on our grid. None of those are done anytime soon. You're never going to be done because you're not feeding into any belts. Those have a ton of work to do still. These all have quite a bit of work to do still. Alright, so we're not going to have any drills dying anytime soon, which is both good and bad. But we've at least got rockets moving. We're beginning shipments back to Nauvis. Let's continue clearing off the old island. Because we're going to be running trains here relatively soon. You can take these up. Do not care about destroying lubricant, it's free. Do not care about destroying heavy oil, it's all free. You just pump it out of the ground. Rocket fuel, you're going to be a little full. God, the burner inserters. How did I make this many burner inserters? What the fuck? I gotta shred these immediately. These aren't even going to go into logistics storage. I just want to kill them. No, you're holding scrap right now. Anybody idle? You're busy. You're busy. How are you shredding ice? Do we actually have an ice surplus right now? What if? Hold on. What if you talk to the logistics grid, and anytime ice was greater than 1,000, you turned on? Now he's thinking. He is using all of his mind now. It's a shame he couldn't have used all of his mind earlier, but at least he's using all of his mind now. Can I just find, like, any recycler that's empty and not working on something? Oh, there's one. Why aren't you working? What are you supposed to be shredding? You're supposed to be shredding concrete. We don't really have a concrete surplus, so I think that's fine. Here, you can shred these instead. Hell yeah. Kill all of those insurgents. That's great news. Accumulator's full. Nice. Just having that power plant running is going to take a ton of pressure off of our logistics grid. Or our power grid. Stop this. Stop this right now. Ooh, that's a lot of electric engine units that you were hoarding over there. I may use that to build rocket silos before I tell the rest of the logistics grid that it exists. I kind of need those right now. So you can have all of this rocket fuel. You're out of rocket... Why are you out of rocket fuel? Because you're at capacity for it. You're not out of it, you just don't have any buffer in the chest. That's fine. And then you need 1,000 steel plate. Where would be your best place to get steel plate? Alright, you might be running a steel plate deficit right now. You are running a steel plate deficit. You don't have 1,000 steel plate available. You could grab some from here. Lubricant is still not keeping up? Why? But why? Oh, because you never put the other underground in. There you go. That would be fine. Sometimes it's valuable to just observe your factory in its natural state. Figure out what's working and what's not. Anybody got an active provider chest around here somewhere? Here, can you guys get rid of this for me? And then these as well, and these, and these, and these. Thank you. Oh, it's the mother load. 961 of 1,000. Yeah, I'll be taking 1,000 of 1,000, and then 1,000 concrete. Easy. So easy, a caveman could do it. And then 200 processing units? Yeah. Which you should be able to pilfer from here. Rocket silo. Do you still have prod modules on you? Yes. You do. Come down here, take a look at accumulators, grab your surplus. Wait for your rocket silo to finish. Grab these guys. Put them over here. Silo. Prod modules. Double the amount of stuff that we can send to space. Expand your accumulator bank. You know none of those drills are going to be done, so don't even bother looking at them. Are we weathering the storm here? Not really. Still gotta keep putting more down. Are you hiding any over here, maybe? 7? I'll take it. Oh, you're hiding a bunch. Alright, I think that production chain is finally catching up. Yeah. Grid dies every night. I know. I'm working on it. You would just have a little patience. Bulgara Nomad is working on recyclers. Recyclers are almost done. EM plants are struggling to keep up, and I think that's going to be because of refined concrete. If I had to take a wild guess. Also, wait, why do we have blackout issues if this thing is running again? Did you eat all of your ice already? You ate all of your ice already. That's why. But at least we're not shredding. Like, these should never run. I never want them. I have better uses for ice than just destroying it. Also, you have so many electric engines. You could make, like, more rockets with this, if you wanted. I think 2 is probably going to be enough to keep up, though. Just keep dumping them into the network. And then how's your science doing? You are over 1,000. It's 1,700 of 5,000. Good. Maybe I should take back more than 5,000. Because I'm going to want a personal Roboport too. And I'm going to want... Nah, I'm going to take back 5,000. It's okay. We'll do multiple full Gora trips and it'll be fine. So I think while you guys are running, I know this is a step that I'm going to need to do eventually, so let's start on it now. What is taking you so long? Refined concrete. Alright. Train station? Yeah, give me train station as well. Refined concrete is really limiting us right now. But this is, like, the worst place that I could possibly put it. So let's do that for the time being. Because I really didn't plan that out with any kind of expandability in mind. Could maybe stick some in here. It's like the only other place that I route water. Or I could run it down here. But I'm kind of safe. I'm earmarking that for more homing plates if I need it. How many could I conceivably fit in here? You'd have to go 1. You have to go 1, 2, 3. You could only fit 3. Alright, I'll leave it then. I'll leave it for now. So I think this is how the trains are going to work. Let's get some rudimentary coverage up here so I don't have to worry about getting struck by lightning while trying to build this. There's going to be we can't build over the thick oil. So we're going to have to avoid it for now. This one is going to need to swing up and down here and is going to destroy a ton of accumulators in the process. We can get a small bridge over you. You're probably going to have to come out and around like this. And you, I think, should be able to bridge right there. So I think what I can get away with is this. put you, like, about here. Just temporarily. We're going to need to run some variable length trains. I would love to have all 1-2 ones, but I don't think that's going to work. I think we're going to need to have some that are 1-1 and some that are 1-2. And we'll run 1-2 if space is available, and we'll run 1-1 if space is not available. I had squares. Oh well. Now I have one. So you are this size. And scrap mine so fast. I was gonna say that I could double unload, but I think single side unload is just gonna be more compact. So that's one. That's two. Those are gonna be our 1-2-1 unloaders. And then we'll put in the patented Chef Y that I love so much. You can actually shorten that considerably. Put a train in just to earmark the size. Yeah, you can choke that up by quite a bit. Give it a little extra breathing room at the end. Like that, like that. Then, you're next to that, you're going to want a pair of 1-1 ones. And you're also going to want to plug in where this rail is going to go. I think this is going to be our main two-way core. So you're going to come through like this. You're going to come through like this. We're not going to do any kind of grade separation here because we simply don't have the space. You're going to connect in here. And here. You're going to connect in here. And here. You down to here, you down to here. We're going to want to signal you. We can do that later. It's also just adjusting you slightly. Oh. Oh, wouldn't that look cool? Hang on. Nah, you didn't give yourself enough space at the bottom. It would look cool, but you didn't give yourself enough room. Wait a minute, this is also wrong. You're not inserting into chests right now. You're just directly unloading out of the belt. That needs to go there. Otherwise, your throughput is going to be horrendous. And you're going to go there. Okay. Here's where your power lines are going to go. So that's your your 2 train stop. And how long would a 1 train stop be? Be like that. Here. Would be here. Here. Add the Y at the end. That's where the end of the train is going to be. So you're going to go like that. Like that. Extend that out. I hate that that power line is going to get clipped by this. I should have moved it. Oh, you can just move it later. You're gonna go to, like, here. There's about where you'll fit in. Oh my god, they stole it. They stole my... Oh, they're substations. Never mind. They didn't steal it. I thought those were big power poles. They're just substations. Don't like it. What if instead they pulled up to here? Do you like that? It's certainly different. Also, this only gives you 6 belts. And you plan for 8. You're right. Also, I definitely don't like this. I don't like that at all. But this is relatively fixed in place. I don't think I'm going to be moving the Belt River. This is the only place that the two-way can really go. I think it's just going to be a challenge for you to unload trains. Unless... maybe you can do it that way instead. Okay, I know that you're going to go there. I can just remove you for now. It's fine. I'll remember to put you back. You're serving your purpose. Now I can tear these out. Put your lightning collector back. Whatever, good enough. So what if... kill this. Kill that too. What if you had this as close as possible to that? That would give you 2 stops there. And then can this fit in? No, but it's really close. Is there any way you could make that happen? With like an ultra condensed unloading approach. What if you slid it down a little further to here? And that freed up more space. Oh my god, that does free up more space. So you need to go here. Here? Yeah, I think you need to go there. And then I think you can then go here. Oh my god, it fits. It's gonna work. It still only produces 6 belts instead of the planned 8. But that's okay. And I also think it probably makes more sense if I rotate you a bit. You could... Man. If you found a big island, you could fit a 1-4-1 train in here somewhere. You sit here for now. I'm destroying all of this. All of this can go. This can go. I understand that it's going to make these buildings very upset for a brief period of time. And then you can move to here. Yeah, that should work fine. I can actually get you really close to these rails. I may be able to fit another... No, it's... I was gonna say I could fit another station in there. I don't think it's gonna happen. But let's see what we can do. So you, if we're squeezing you as close to the rails as possible, can go here. That's our pair of 2x2s. I'll give you guys your lightning protection back. There you go. You are going to be the 1-1 unloaders, and you fit here. Yeah, you're not going to be able to fit anything else in. This is just going to be wasted terrain. But I think I like this more, because what I can do now is this is going to be the section that loops around. And it's going to use up this whole space. Because you're going to come along at a diagonal. Like this. Then you're going to turn to connect back in. And then you're going to do a big circle around like this to loop back into the mainline track. Oh, it looks really cool. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. This is how the trains are going to work. It's only going to produce 6 blue belts. That's sad. But I think it's the best that we can do right now, given that space is a bit limited. And then where are they going to emerge? Probably like right here. One, two, three, 4 is going to join up with 5, 6. These are all going to go under the tracks here. And that is the basics of how this rail is going to work. Also, I do see the grid still dying every night. Let's go place a couple more accumulators now that we've burned a bunch of time off the clock. We're at 4,000 science. Are we ready to start shipping that up yet, boys? Or, like, not really? You've gotten 20 EMEG plants in. You're slow at building rockets. What's your problem? Oh, I never sent you to auto request. Yeah. You should be going, man. Send as many as you can. Build some more accumulators. Check in on drills, see if there's any empty ones that we can take back with us. Okay. You guys aren't going to be a lot of help today, because lightning isn't striking anymore, but I have high hopes for you later tonight. None of your drills are ready to leave yet. Maybe build like 2 more rocket silos? You holding out on me? 4, 5, 6, 7. That was iron plate. You don't want that. 8, 9. 10. Oh, man, the motherload. And then concrete processing units. 3, 6, 9, 10. 200. Build it. Take some more. Take some more. Dude, this is where all the steel goes. 100 pipe? Yeah, I can grab pipe. And then some more blue guys. And then now you're out of electric engine units. So the rest of you can go in here. But that's an extra couple of rocket silos. Then are going to get some science moving off the planet. And you can just copy this whole assembly of inserters now. And move it all the way up. So there you go. There you go. Oh, I was standing there. That's what your problem is. I was gonna be mad, but it's my fault. Alright, up to 4 rocket silos running. Can I place a few more accumulators, maybe? This grid is done, but I think I can pull it up by one. And not have it complain too much. Yeah, mostly. And also move it over by 1, and also have it go about here. And about here, and about here, and we'll go clean up the edges later. Oh, right. Turn your RoboPort back on. There you go. Get to work, friends. If this isn't enough accumulators, I don't know what is. Well, I do. It would be more accumulators than this. You guys done charging? Yeah, that's all of them. Alright. So, this won't do. This won't do. This won't do. These won't do. And then I'm gonna hate the way that one looks. But the rest of those are fine. Come down and build them later. For now, let's head over to the old base and keep tearing it down. because we can start to plug in the train station over there. We should be able to fit a 1-2-1 train onto this island very easily. It's just a question of where specifically it's going to go. Can't insert the stone. Inventory is full. Liar. That will not be lies yet. Alright. Find a place for this. Find a place for this. Find a place for this and this. And this. These. All of those. One of those guys. And I think the rest I'm good on. Go put all of our random quality garbage that we'd get on over here with the rest of the other quality garbage. To be resumed at a later date. Slow progress. But I think after those couple chests, the rest of the island is going to come down for... Oh my god, we still run out. How could this be? It's because we're launching a shitload of rockets every day. You actually know how this can be. Those rocket silos consume a ton of power. You can have this wire, you can have plastic, you can have LDS. You can have batteries. You can also have flying robot frames. You have places for those. You can find where they go. More of all of this. More of all of this. Give me all of it. I'm not playing around. And we're doing this at night, which means we can actually use the power that they're going to generate. Oh yeah, I didn't think of that. Hang on. Obviously, some of these places are going to be substation-less, so we can fit one in there. We can fit one here. How can you not? You now I guess you don't get reached by one. Alright, fine. You can fit one here. And then give it a couple lightning rods around the outside. Get one there. Let's see how that does. One drill empty. You are all at 6k. You are more than that. You are all full. Because this belt doesn't connect to anything. You guys are going to run out fairly soon. Alright, we'll be able to tear those down soon, and then I think that plugs in the last of the belts for that scrap patch down there. It is crazy that just all of this gets destroyed. Like, this belt moves full tilt, only to be absolutely devoured at the other end by a machine that occasionally turns it into nothing at all. It's very Factorio-esque. To just produce for the sake of producing and then not even use most of the stuff that comes out of it. I don't remember what I was doing with the cider combinators down here. I'm not even sure that I want to know. I'll go give you guys all of these gears. It still dies. The new ones didn't really kick in. I don't think that's going to be super representative. It doesn't look like the new accumulators actually had time to pick up much of a charge. Get rid of these, please, if you could. Thank you. How much science are you up to? You're at 1,000. We have 4,200 on planet. We're really close to being able to go back to Novice. We actually have all the science that we need on the ground right now. And I'm pretty sure these aren't auto-requesting. So we're only like a few launches away. And I do think that I'm going to leave this base in an absolute state while we're gone. Just so that I can rush mech armor. You know what? You can help with the teardown at this point, drones. Yikes. There's so much more garbage in there than I thought. Hold on to all this crap for me. Thank you. Oh, right, you have to take all the gears out of my inventory as well. I forgot. Here, I'll just wait here for you patiently. Come on. There we go. It's a lot of copper cable in there. Yup. How much more trash is left out here? A lot. 33 of those. I mean, it's kind of the last bit. Everything else is in requester chests. It's not going to be that much. On the other hand, I'm pretty sure the ship is ready to go, like, right now. You should make yourself a, cargo landing pad before you go, though. So that you have a place to return to when you get back. 25 steel plate. Did you make the steel grinder yet? You have not made a steel grinder. It's way too in demand. So just come take it from somebody else. You're going to need processing unit. You're going to need concrete. Cargo landing pad. Now this, obviously, we're going to go put it in a place of importance next to the trains. Because when we come back here, we want to be near the trains. Because the trains are cool. How long has this been disconnected? Would certainly explain why our grid is blacking out every night. If we're not obtaining power from any of the new accumulator banks that we built. So you'll go here. Would you ever need cargo bay here? I don't think so. Give yourself some chests to put your things in. And you are ready to leave. Am I ready to leave? Yeah, I'm ready to get the hell out of here. My logistics slot's empty? Yes. Take me to Fulgora Nomad, and we go back to Volcanus. And if I've done my homework right on Volcanus, I think that electromagnetic science should just plug in. Like, naturally. So we're going to get mech armor, and we're going to move you to the front of the queue. See ya. Alright, little platform that couldn't. Let's go home. And then after 1 or 2 more trips... Why are you so slow to pull these back in? You're running out of electricity. Really? God, maybe I should upgrade this fleet. Hey, Flagora is further away than Glebo. So this ship design will get us to Glebo without any problems, but... I don't love that the battery dips when we go to Fulgora. Might be something that a couple of accumulators would solve, and we have space to fit them in, like, here and there. Also here. But I think at some point, I'm probably going to want to have nuclear ships. And we have the nuclear infrastructure on Nauvis to sustain it. Something to think about. Hello again, Nauvis. Lovely to see you. You are going to be Fulgora products. You are going to filter to include electromagnetic science. And then I'm going to need to recover some belts. Because it doesn't look like I have extended this one. Remember, you are now on a planet that has live trains. So don't get yourself run over. Oh, you would. Alright, let's go talk to the belt mall. Or the bot mall. I need to see a man about some blue belts, please. Thank you. Dude, it feels like it's been a very long time since we were on Novius. Fulgora felt like it went on forever. Which I guess it kind of did, because we were like intentionally taking longer than we needed to for fun, I guess. Also, these never got upgraded to Pod 2s, huh? Weird. And we gotta upgrade all these filters as well. Do it on one and then you can copy and paste it. So you're allowed to take EMAG packs. You're also allowed to take EMAG packs. You are not allowed to take EMAG packs. You are not allowed to take EMAG packs. You cannot take EMAG. You can take EMAG. And you can take EMAG. And then copy this. Paste it all the way down. Oh, you never had prod modules in you, huh? Alright. Alright, get to work on my mech armor, please. ETA... That's gonna come down. There's a big gap on no science in the middle there that's gonna make it upset. It's not gonna take that long. Pushing 80 science per minute, because we had a little bit of a backlog generate. And then how are things looking down here in the meantime? pretty good. The walls look like they're holding up fairly well. Am I shipping tungsten ingot on the Volcanus Pilgrim? I am. So one of the things that I want to go add to the mall is artillery. I want to begin plans for constructing artillery. So you're just going to go in here. You're going to need a requester chest, storage chest. You are going to be set to hold artillery. You are going to make artillery. And then we are going to connect you to the logistics network, and you're going to make artillery as long as I have less than 10 times 40. It's going to be a bit of a hike for drones from this logistics network here that handles ingots to get over to here, but they can reach it. It's the same network. And then the other thing is how our uranium ore patch is going. It's slowed down dramatically now that this system is backlogged. And this system continues to make nuclear uranium fuel. So I think all of the automation that we set up down here works very, very well. We haven't had any huge power spikes over the last 10 hours or so of base behavior, I guess, base existence, whatever you want to call it. You don't have refined concrete in the bot network. Is this true? You're making concrete over here, but yeah, it doesn't look like you're making refined concrete. Well, we should probably fix that. I'm gonna make quite a bit of it, just so we have it. Because we might want to use it for, like, decoration or something. Who knows? And then we'll extend this out. Guess I could just use a ton of storage and requester chests, yeah. Yeah, they'll fit. This is such a lazy way of doing it, instead of just belting it, but who cares? Also, that sucks. Pull these up by one. Yeah, that'll work. Excuse you. That's fine, they fix it. Set filters on these. And then set logistics on these to only run when refined concrete is less than 100 times 40. And then give the rest of the requester chests their inserters. And now we should be able to construct artillery. Yeah, the tungsten plates finally found their way over here. Effective science has dropped to below 90. The other thing that you can do now that you have reinforced concrete on the network is you can set these up. These obviously being rail ramp and elevated rail. Connect, enable, rail ramp. Less than income sorting. These 10. Yeah. An elevated rail. Less than 10 times 40. Give me a pair of storage chests down here as well. Rail ramp. Elevated rail. Off you go. What's your problem? Why aren't you running? You're not getting stone? Did I never add stone to the bus? Yeah, you've never added stone to the bus. That is going to be a problem eventually. Yeah, you're gonna have to do that later. Train coming. That was close. Woohoo! Oh baby. If I can just live for like, God, it is gonna take a while. No trains on the way. But you are enabled, right? Yeah, you prefer the other copper mine, which is doing okay for itself. I don't know that I'm going to be able to wait for this mech armor to finish. I don't think it's going to be an hour. I think it's going to be like 30 minutes, but 30 minutes is still longer than I want to stream for today. But we might have some other time tomorrow to pick it up. So, yeah, I wanted to do mech armor as my endpoint tonight, but I just don't think I'm going to get there because it's pushing 2 a.m. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I have a Discord if you want to know when we're going to be going live in the future. I have a VODs channel if you want to catch some stuff that's been going on in the past on the channel, both Factorio related and non-Factorio related. And I've got a YouTube if you're looking for edited, curated World versus World, Guild Wars 2 videos in particular. I hope you've had fun hanging out tonight. I'm glad to finally have some structure on Fulgoro, some expandability, instead of playing whack-a-mole with different problems in the base. And we'll be heading back there soon to expand on it tomorrow and to craft ourselves a very, very nice set of armor. But until then, take care and enjoy the rest of your night. Have a good one.